Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. My name is Plami and in this video I'm gonna be starting a new series on my channel in which I'm gonna be playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But not just simply playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm actually gonna be playing random decks that I have created over on EDOPRO against random opponents over in the internet and seeing how well the decks do against those people. The amount of those that I'm going to be doing per video is going to vary from 3 to 5, depending on how well the deck does, you know. Usually I'm going to be sticking to the rule of winning 3 out of 5 games, but sometimes if we have some really good deck that is performing really well and it's winning pretty fast, I might end up doing like 4 or 5, just to make it the video a little bit longer and more fun, you know. Because it's not gonna be fun if I win all the time or lose all the time, so that's kind of the reason why I'm doing this for so long. And yeah, some of you might have seen my videos like a year ago that I have done basically the same thing, but it was back on EDOPRO, which was the previous client that everybody was using to play Yu-Gi-Oh! On a computer or online. And I used to be doing it, but it became a little bit too much of a pain in the ass, so I kind of stopped doing it for quite a long time. And now again I'm kind of gotten interested into dueling again because I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh! In like a year and maybe a little bit more even. So I was like, let's start it again, especially because recently I made new intros for all the different types of content that I do on my channel, and you might have seen the intro in the beginning as well. I hope you liked it. I put a lot of effort into it, and I hope it's good enough. It's not anything crazy, but for me doing it by myself and without paying for it, I think it's pretty decent. And yeah, I guess there are a few more other things that I need to explain about this, because you probably don't understand it because you haven't seen my previous videos. So basically, in this series versus EDOPRO, what I'm gonna be doing is playing decks that I have interest in playing or I have made for myself in EDOPRO. And for now we have about like 50 decks that I have made for myself. Like for example, I have a Blackwing deck, I have a Cubic deck, I have a Cyber Dark deck, and I have a Destiny Hero deck. So I have a lot of decks that I really want to test out in this series, but afterwards, once we're done with them, even though there's still like 50 decks, so it's probably gonna be 2022 that we actually get to those other decks. But once we are done with these ones, what we're gonna do is actually start doing anime character based decks. Like for example, look at this deck of the character of Amelda, who, if you don't know who it is, here's a picture of him, maybe it's gonna jog your memory, but he is a character from Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, and he is the character that Kaiba faces in the 4th season? Is it 4th or 5th? It's the season with the dragons and that antagonist called Darts. I think that was his name in the dub as well. It's basically that guy who... No, that's from the Bonds Beyond Time movie. Never mind. So he's the character that faces Seto Kaiba during that arc with the dragon cards. And in the anime, his deck is basically toys and military equipment based cards. And his cards, from what I know, haven't ever been printed. Like, looking them up doesn't show anything in EDOPRO, so I assume they haven't been released. So that means that if I want to play as that character, I have to make a deck that kind of resembles his character or his deck in the anime. And the closest archetype that does that, and pretty much I would actually say it's actually a pretty good comparison and it fits with his character, is the Machina archetype, because they're basically toys that are also military equipment, like, you know? You can't tell me that that's not the case. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but they do feel like that. So I think this archetype fits really well, but it's still gonna be quite a while until we actually get to play that deck, although I probably have made a version of it for myself that we're also gonna play, so still, you're gonna see a few different versions in this series. But yeah, I have made decks for pretty much every single character in all the 6 animes that I can make a deck for, except for all the characters of Reigns. I have made decks for the most important characters like Go, Revolver, Aoi, Yusaku, and I think I have one for Ai, but I haven't really played them ever, so they're kind of very baseline-ish, just putting a bunch of the cards from their archetypes in. So I'm gonna have to rework them, but it's gonna be like few years until we get to those, so it's gonna be a while. Yeah, another thing I guess that I have to explain to you about the way the decks are gonna be built is that I'm not gonna be using cards like hand traps or very powerful cards that nuke the field or destroy every single card on the field like Raigeki or Mirror Forces. I'm not gonna be using those cards. And now you might be questioning, why the hell do you have them in the deck right now then? Well, that is because there are a few situations in which I will be adding them, and those are when the deck on its own is kinda shit and not good enough to handle anything, to be honest. Because I tried playing this deck on its own with like as pure as I can make it, but it dies way too easily to my opponent's monster, and then it struggles to destroy my opponent's monsters, so I've just kind of been forced to add these cards for the deck to be able to function at all. But I'm not gonna be adding them to every single deck, because that's gonna be boring. I want to do this series as a way to make cool and creative and interesting decks and see different cards in each deck. It's kinda boring if I shove all the meta and powerful cards in every single deck, don't you think? But still, for the sake of entertainment, I am kinda forced to use some of these cards in some of the decks just to make them a little bit more formidable. But I'm still not gonna be using hand traps. I'm talking about specifically the modern hand traps that have like 0 attack and 1800 defense. Those I'm not gonna be using. Something like Effect Veiler I might use if I'm doing a Yusei deck, but other than that probably not gonna use even that one. But still, that one is not as annoying as having your card negated or destroyed by those dumb hand traps that everybody uses. So yeah, I am pretty excited to check how this deck is going to do, so I guess without further ado, let's get into the first duel. Okay, we got our first opponent, Yukito. Is that the protagonist of the 8th Yu-Gi-Oh series? I mean, it would basically be the 7th if they go back to the old studio that was making Yu-Gi-Oh 1 to 6, because the newest one, fuck that one, I'm sorry. I might do a review of my thoughts and how they've changed, because they have changed a little bit, but I still hate it. Or at least I still don't like it. Okay, I guess we're gonna defeat him right now, because he didn't do much. But I'm worried about what these set cards are. Are you gonna activate anything? Screw you! There's still something I can do, so screw you. Why the hell are you using those cards? Who uses those cards in 2020? Okay, I'm glad that I was actually able to summon this card. And we're kinda screwed again. Fuck. Okay, I think I'm gonna get a Chi-Chi at least for the next turn. This turn we can't do that much, just 1700 points of damage. Okay, attack directly. I mean, they halve their life points anyway, so... Are you kidding me? What is this? 2005? Am I playing against Jonochi? Now he's gonna Link Summon next turn. Fuck. Still, as long as he doesn't defeat me in the first turn, that's fine. Because I do have some things that I can do next turn, and I think I'll be able to bring a Link monster to the field. Or an Xyz monster as well. So pay Duskwalker. Are those the new Godwing cards? Because I think I saw Radamacaphone review those cards. I'm pretty sure I did. I didn't knew they were that recent. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't care about that card anyway. If this card is banished, I can special summon a monster from my hand. I mean, do I want to? I guess. Just to have another monster, mainly. Triple Tactics Talent. What the hell is that? Draw 2 cards, take control of one of your opponent's monster, look at your opponent's hand and choose one card from it to shuffle in the deck. Huh. For some reason the artwork reminds me of some Rushdu cards. Hey, it's that thing again. Zoo King Alpha. So yeah, quick little fact that I need to tell you. I actually tried to record this video 2 hours ago, and I actually did record a full 5 duel playthrough, but because of my stupidity I ended up losing the audio part of it in which I was talking, so you can't see that video. Otherwise that was going to be the video that I was going to be uploading under the name that you're seeing right now. And I still might put it at the end of this video or upload it separately, but I don't want to promise anything because it was actually a pretty cool video and pretty cool duels. But yeah. Okay, so how do we deal with this shithead there? We can bring that one out. I mean, I guess with that we can get one. You know what, screw it. I don't care. We're gonna have to do something anyway, so if I get defeated next turn, I don't care. We're gonna do this. Hopefully he's not gonna destroy me completely. Okay, I don't wanna do it really. Okay. I guess we're gonna end the turn here. Hopefully he's gonna be scared enough to not attack me. I'm not exactly sure what these cards do, because this is the first time I faced them, and like the second time I've seen them. Are you gonna summon another Trishula for fuck's sake? I mean, I guess you won't because you don't have the tokens. Hey, Moondragon Quilla. I guess this means that I will have to make a Godwin deck at some point in the future, because I'm not sure whether I have that or not. Okay, I made the right decision for next turn, because I might actually be able to do some shit. Okay, ooh, I actually think we're gonna be... I think I actually will be able to destroy both monsters, because I was thinking that maybe I wasn't going to, because the monster I'm going to be summoning is going to have 2300 attack, but I think we're actually going to manage fine. Okay. Okay. Let's switch his level to 4 through this one's effect, and then we're gonna Xyz summon. Honestly, it's kind of weird to have these extra monsters being able to be summoned in the main monster zone. What's the point of it called a main monster zone now? Might as well call these the Link monster zone and this a monster zone. Which I assume they're probably gonna do during the next master rule change or something like that. Or if they introduce a new mechanic or something. Okay. Okay, let's send this one to the graveyard. And then we're gonna pop this one. You don't have Sun Dragon Inti in your graveyard, so screw you. And let's do this. Hell yeah. I'm gonna activate TI Strike, which is gonna do two things. First of all, it's gonna make my monster's attack equal to my opponent's monster. And then afterwards, when it's in the graveyard, I can banish it to prevent the destruction of my monster, which means his Trishul is gonna get destroyed. And then when the battling monster destroys my opponent's monster, my opponent takes damage equal to the attack of the destroyed monster. So we're gonna set a face down, and that's gonna be it. Okay, we're actually not that far off from a win. So yeah, if he destroys this with a card effect, I can protect it, and if he decides to attack, I can destroy him with this, so I think I'm pretty sure gonna win. Okay, I did not see that coming. Fuck, he's gonna banish it. I don't have an effect for that. At least I still have my Blazing Mirror Force. Here we go. Screw you. And I won! That was actually pretty easy, all things considered, especially considering the duels that I went through in the other recording, which I think at this point I've decided that I'm gonna tack it on at the end of the video, and you can watch it if you want to. But it's not gonna have any audio of me, it's just gonna be a sped up version of the duels that I went through. It was pretty fun actually. So yeah, one duel we have won, we still have to do at least 2 more, and if I win the next 2, we're gonna play until I win 3, you know. So yeah, I guess let's get into the second duel. Okay, we got our second opponent, on Marlon. What deck am I gonna be facing this time? So actually in the last time I tried to record this video like 2 hours ago that I was talking about, I had 2 really fun duels with the first 2 duels. It was so fun to play through those. Because it was such a cool back and forth with my opponents. And for those of you who might be curious, I'm playing in the EU casual server on EDOPRO, and I didn't realize the duels in this server are actually so much fun, because it's not just meta decks preventing each other from playing, but it's actually people casually playing it for fun, you know? Which I think is why those 2 duels in the previous recording were so much fun, because it was such a cool constant back and forth. My opponent would do something and then I would hit back. And then the third duel was freaking hilarious, because my opponent was playing Mystic Mind deck and then summoned the Red Eyes Dark Magician monster, the fusion monster. So I couldn't pretty much do anything, so I tried to stall him out until he decked out, because he actually had less cards than me in the deck, and he literally won on the second to last card. He drew fucking Exodia and won. That was ridiculous. I wish I could include those videos. I wish those videos and those duels were actually this video, but I just fucked up. And I can't just post the video without me talking over it, you know? maybe I'm gonna post it as a separate video. You can check it out. I'm gonna post it as a separate video. If you are interested to check it out, do so. That's a new one. Frightful Crew Whale. Frightful and Fluffles are actually a pretty cool deck, although I can never understand exactly how to play them. Although I've definitely gotten better with deck building and playing the deck in general, so nowadays I'm not constantly spamming all the cards that I have on the field, but I'm actually strategizing. But still, they're a little bit of a hard deck for me. Oh, come on! I was hoping that you would attack me and I would special summon a monster from the extra deck, because this card has an effect that if I take 2000 or more damage, I can randomly special summon a Cyber Link monster from the extra deck. And in those other duels I actually did so, and it kinda saved me. It was really funny. But yeah, you should definitely check that video out, it was so fun. Are you kidding me? Are you gonna OTK me? Are you serious? Just finish me off already, okay? Oh man, I remember when Master Rule 3 duels were basically this over and over again. I'm still pretty nostalgic about Master Rule 3 with the way the field looked. It just was back in a time where my life was very different, so I'm kind of nostalgic about it. Because back then, in like 2016, I was still going to school. I was genuinely in a very different lifestyle, in a way. I was living a very different life from now. I even tried to start a YouTube channel back then, but it didn't really pan out. Are you kidding me? It lost connection. Okay, I'm gonna include this one, but I'm not gonna count it, which means we are still on the second duel. Okay, we got our actual second opponent, König der Spieler. I don't know if this is a Swedish name or a German name. It sounds very similar to either. I was just gonna say, I wonder if he's playing Valkyries, because the character in the anime who plays Valkyries, I think, has some kind of accent. I don't remember. It's been a while since I watched it. But no, he's playing tunes. I still don't understand why tunes are a separate type of monster, because they're basically like an archetype. They're basically an archetype, to be honest. I still don't get like monsters like with these types like tune. At least something like a spirit monster has a different gimmick to it. But I do not get tunes. And even others like spirits and union could have been archetypes. I think as a way to give more legitimacy to these subtypes, I think they should make more archetypes into those mechanics, you know. More spirit archetypes, because I don't think we actually have a spirit archetype, I'm not sure. Okay, so we're playing against tunes, which means I can't attack. I don't remember how they worked. They can attack me directly, that I remember. But does this mean that I cannot attack him? No, I can. Okay. Okay, that was easy. Okay, we're gonna be activating this. We're gonna be activating this. We're gonna be activating this. Which is gonna get me... I mean, it doesn't matter which one of the two I'm using. Now we're gonna activate Silent Optimizations effect, which would allow me to normal summon a Cyber's monster. Once more, I'll summon Picari, which allows me to get an AI spell or trap card from my deck. And through this we're gonna get... I mean, that's gonna destroy it, isn't it? Damn it. What do I do? I guess let's go for it. Then I'm going to special summon this one because I have an Ignister on the field. Then I'm going to use all three of them to link summon Fire Phoenix at Ignister, which is, in my opinion, probably the best Fire Phoenix at Ignister monster, because it has a bouncing effect where if it gets destroyed, it special summons itself in the next standby phase. And it has also a pretty cool effect where it inflicts bird damage. And I actually employed it in a really cool way in that other recording that I did, so you should definitely check out that video because it was such a cool way to win. So yeah, I guess we're just gonna attack now. And yes, I know it has a lower attack, but bear with me. Because when it battles, during damage calculation, I can inflict damage equal to this card's attack to my opponent. And additionally, I can activate the effect of TI Strike, which makes the attack of my monster equal to my opponent's monster. And then if I banish it from the graveyard, it prevents the destruction of my monster, thus destroying my opponent's monster. And then if my monster destroys my opponent's monster, my opponent takes damage equal to that monster that was destroyed. So right now I inflicted basically 4,700 points of damage, which is pretty big. So yeah, right now I'm set up for the next turn, whatever he decides to do, because if he destroys Fire Phoenix, I can revive it next turn. And because of Silent Storm, if he doesn't destroy it and he attacks me directly, and I take 2,000 or more damage, I can special summon a Link monster from my extra deck. So we're actually in a pretty good situation right now. Yeah, this card is actually a pretty good tech in this deck because it special summons the Red Eyes 2 monster. And I learned it from Rada Macaphone, I believe, and I wonder if he learned it from him too. Maybe not. But it's interesting to think about. And he destroyed it. Fuck. Still, he didn't defeat me yet though. I guess let's summon it. I mean, summoning it I think pretty much solidifies my win right there, but whatever. I think I'm gonna keep another TI Strike just in case. So yeah, now we're gonna attack with Fire Phoenix. Then I'm gonna activate Fire Phoenix effect where I inflict 2300 damage. And then with Picari direct attack and a win. And he fucking surrendered. Why? Why do you do that? I was gonna win. It's so annoying. Like, at the very least, give me the ability to enjoy the win, goddammit. Which again, it's kind of funny considering what I experienced in the previous recording that I tried to do. So yeah, it's definitely a cool video, so I'm gonna post it anyway. So yeah, definitely check it out. Okay, so we have 2 wins so far. If we win the next duel, then that's gonna be it for this video, but we still have to find out, so let's get into it again. Okay, we got the same person. Okay, we got another one. Okay, we got our third opponent, Johnny. Here's Johnny. Let's see what deck I'm gonna be facing this time. Okay, Secret Village of the Spellcasters. I'm getting some flashbacks here. Okay, so... I mean, I don't know exactly what he's gonna do, and I cannot activate spell cards, but that's fine because I don't have spell cards in my hand anyway. So... I mean, this is one way we can summon a Link monster on turn 1. So I think we definitely should do it. I think I'm gonna keep a TI Strike just in case, even though I don't think I'm necessarily going to use it. But still. I guess let's special summon this. And actually this time we're gonna do something different for the sake of the video a little bit. I'm gonna use this monster's effect to change these cards level from 1 to 4, so I can Xyz summon again. Which means that I can special summon Light Dragon Arignister. That's such a cool, but weird name. Okay, so I think I'm gonna set both face down just in case, because I don't know exactly what my opponent's gonna be doing. But I don't think I'll be able to activate this one anyway because of this. So whatever. I guess let's attack. And he said nice deck. Thank you, man. If you check, if you find this video, thank you. I just wrote to him, I'm doing it for a YouTube video, you're currently in it. Okay, Black Fang Magician. So he's playing magicians as well? That's interesting. That's a different combination from what I had in the last. Okay. I'm not exactly sure what he's trying to do. It doesn't seem to be the best magician deck. Or maybe I'm just biased because I go for different things with my Zark deck. And I found actually a really cool card to use in a Zark deck to be able to special summon Zark much quicker. And apparently right now it's a pretty fucking popular card that everybody is using all of a sudden, but it's a very, very old card that allows you to pay 3000 life points to send a monster from the extra deck to the graveyard. And it was such a cool tech choice for that deck, because it allowed you to send all the dragons you need to the graveyard and then use Miracle Synchro Fusion to summon Zark. But apparently now it's become a meta card or whatever. I'm sorry, man. I have to activate this card. God damn it. At least I got to draw. I don't really know what this monster's effect is actually. I never looked it up. Okay, give me a second. If you can pendulum summon yada yada, you can detach one material, special summon on level 7 or lower. Pendulum monster from your hand in defense position. Okay, I don't care. It's nothing too crazy. So, what do we do? I'm not really sure, because this went in a direction that I don't like. Okay, let's summon Rom Claudia. With which I can't do much, but at least I can recover Picari. I just realized I can special summon that, but again, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna help me out that much, so I think I'm gonna just leave it at this and end my turn. We still won 2 times, so even if we lose right now, we still have like 2 more tries to do. But I'm gonna be sad if I lose against this deck, because it's nothing really too crazy. Although I do like that there is some back and forth, because I feel like modern Yu-Gi-Oh is way too focused on like one player doing their thing, the other player doing their thing, and the only way the two players interact is by the stupid idea of the hand trap. I hate that. I think it's much more fun when the monsters have to battle, and then we activate the effects that turn the battle into to our side. That's much more fun. I feel like that's much more interactive. I like when it's interactive in terms of battling and changing the outcome of the battle, rather than just interacting with card effects. So yeah, this card's effect allows me when it's destroyed to special summon level 4 or lower Cybers from the deck. And we get another TH Strike, which I cannot, for the love of God, activate. Okay, we can actually special summon quite a few monsters, so let's do that. Although, again, I can't activate the spell card, so... it doesn't really do much for me. But we're gonna activate Balancer Lord's effect, which allows me to pay 1000 life points to normal summon Cybers monster this turn. So I'm gonna special summon Lady Debug. And then because of its effect, I can add a level 3 or lower Cybers monster from the deck, which would be Hiyari. And I'm hoping that I'm actually gonna manage to do something kinda cool right now. But wait a second. Let's see if it's gonna work out. So first of all, I'm gonna use 3 monsters with different names to link summon Dark Templar ad Ignister. Okay. So then, because of its, then I'm gonna special summon Hiyari ad Ignister to a linked zone that Hiyari points to, that Dark Templar points to, and then when a Cybers monster is special summoned to a zone that it points to, I can special summon ad Ignisters from my graveyard, as many as I can fit to the zones that he points to. So now I'm gonna special summon Pikari from the graveyard. I'm not sure if that's once per turn actually. Yeah, it is once per turn. But that is fine, because then I'm going to overlay Pikari and Balancer Lord to... I mean, I guess I can summon that, but I'm gonna go for Light Dragon. Let's see if I can actually activate Light Dragon's effect this time, which allows me by removing a material to destroy monsters equal to the number of ad Ignisters on my field. Which, if he had like 3 monsters, I would be able to destroy 3 monsters. And I think now I can actually activate spell cards, which is nice. Does this allow me to actually do that? I think I can. I can also activate its effect because of that. That's cool. So let's do that. Let's summon him from the graveyard. I mean, do I even have another? Nope, I don't. Sadly, I don't. In that case, I guess we can go for... I mean, I don't know, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for that. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna attack directly. Yeah, I think it's pretty much game. He asked me whether it's a game. I think it's a game, yeah. Okay, so we actually won. That's interesting because I had a very different experience in that other video, and I think I'm gonna just tack it on at the end of this one, if this is how short this is going to be. Because we won all 3 of these duels, but they weren't the most interesting. This definitely was less interesting than the actual duels that I had in the previous recording. So because of that, I think we're gonna still keep it So I'm still gonna keep these duos, and I'm still gonna count these duos towards the ratings of the decks at the end of the year or whatever I'm gonna end up doing. But I'm still gonna add those duos from the other one that I just ended up losing the audio for. Stupidly, I might say. But yeah, that part of the video is not gonna have any audio from me. It's just gonna be the gameplay, so make sure to note that, I guess. But yeah, I still enjoy doing this, even though I didn't enjoy it as much as I did for the recording that I ended up losing the audio for. But it was still pretty fun, and I still enjoy doing it. And for the next video, I'm gonna be doing Abyss Actors, which are a deck that I actually like quite a lot. It's probably my favorite Pendulum deck, and the one that I've played the most in terms of like Pendulum decks. So yeah, and I'll probably end up changing it a little bit for next time, so it's not gonna be exactly the same, but we'll see how that's gonna go. And yeah, I guess from this point onwards, you're gonna be watching that other recording. So I still hope you enjoy it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the link in the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories. Because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. I currently have an ongoing story called Dead Inside, which is a zombie story, and it is my first ever story that I've written, so it's probably not gonna be the best thing I'll ever write, but I think it's still pretty decent, and I definitely think you should check it out, at the very least to give me some feedback so I know how to change certain things and make it better. And at some point in the future I'm actually gonna be writing a Yu-Gi-Oh story, so getting feedback for this story might help me to get better at writing for that future story. So if you're interested in any of that, go and check out my Wattpad. And if you end up enjoying my stories or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon where you can pledge your support and help keep the channel going and help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!